What's up, bastards? What's up, you scumbags, you assholes, you goddamn sleaze balls? Yeah, that's right. We going into this year. We some jerks, we some jackasses. I see any of you guys getting on your knees, kissing any sort of ass at the start of the year. I'm busting y'all ass myself. All right? Like I said before, we going into the new year with our dicks out. We fucking these hoes. We piping them down. That's what they damn near want anyway. So that's what we gonna deliver. Alright, so I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm not even gonna go over the rules because, my last video was kind of long as fuck. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm sorry, I'm naked as hell. My heat is malfunctioning, so it's hot as a motherfucker. So yeah, I'm out here, everything out. We don't need to know all that. But anyway. Alright, so this video is all about how to attract younger women, alright? So I'm talking about 18 to 25. That little 7-year gap right there. Because it is a slightly different type of approach you gotta apply. These girls are a little bit more higher energy, a little bit less damage for the most part, and are more open to a more kind of, young, kind of childish energy, almost like an immature, boyish charm, right? And I notice a lot of dating coaches they kind of neglected this part of the game. They tend to kind of focus on like just the manly game where you just kind of in the cut and kind of just like not approaching this shit and not really doing no pursuing and just doing whatever you can to seem as macho as possible. And this is great, and this is definitely a good skill to master. I'm in no way bashing that. However, that game mostly works the best with like 30-year-olds. Older women respect that more macho game. That kind of that George Clooney kind of calm, reserve game. But the younger chicks, although they like that game too, they definitely like a more kind of boyish charm, playful, kind of teasing type of game, right? So that's why I'm going to get y'all on, putting y'all on, dropping these jewels, free knowledge out there. There's no excuse to go into the new year with no ass, all right? Fuck all that MGTOW, all that incel movement bullshit. We not going there. We going here. We fucking these bitches. That's the mindset. We getting laid. All right, never forget that. All right, so I'm gonna introduce y'all to the 3 P's. All right, so the 3 P's are pillar, personality, right, and posture. All right, so I just simplified it so you guys can remember that shit easily. But we gonna get into it. So pillar, right? The reason I named the first one pillar, what do pillars do? Pillars don't move. Pillars are strong. Pillars stay with who they are, right? They're unmoved. They're not flexible. They don't bend, So what I mean by that is you can't bend to these hoes, you know what I'm saying? That means that you got to be unwavering. You got to be like a pillar, a beam, right? So that means she could be a 8, a 9, a 10. She could be a fucking angel. You ain't never seen a bitch that high. But no, you don't. You don't fucking bend to that. As much as the inner beta male is trying to tell you, oh, compliment her jeans. Oh my god, her eyes are so blue. Like I have to. No, ignore that bitch. Ignore the beta male. Do not give in to the urge to compliment her. That will lose so much. You'll lose so much value in her eyes, so much attractiveness, right? Because these hot chicks get already too much validation with social media and all these thirsty motherfuckers on college campuses and shit. Talking about some Sim Bob and Vagin, whatever the fuck. Hell no. We not complimenting these hoes, right? So sometimes the biggest part of the game is not doing shit at all. So sometimes it's better not to do things. So no compliments, no I like your dress, no you look nice today or whatever. You have really nice eyes. All that shit. No validation, right? And this is just not validation with your words. You also don't want to validate with your time, right? So what I mean is eye contact is great, right? I want you to focus on that. But don't give her too much eye contact, because that's also indirectly validating her. Like, oh, he can't keep, look at him, he can't keep his eyes off me, can he? That's what they thinking, right? So none of that. You don't want to just apply that rule of non-validation in all areas. How close you standing next to her is a form of validation. So go ahead, give a bitch some space. Walk ahead a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just show that non-validation in all shapes or form. So, walk ahead a little bit. Don't give her any compliments. Right? You can give her a backhanded compliment here and there, some shit like that. But yeah, for the most part, don't validate her. All right, now 2, personality. Now, personality is a big one. I'm gonna make individual videos on each of these categories with just more examples and more, details. But I just kind of wanted to lay it all out for you guys, right? But yeah, personality. Personality is this is like the meat, right? This is the bread and butter of the game to attract younger women, right? Because like those two things, so pillar, I would say is about 20%, and then posture is about 40%, but like personality, right, is about 60%. So if your personality on point, even if you give a few compliments, it's not the end of the world, or your posture is bad, not the end of the world. But personality was key. So basically, personality is what makes them fall for you, right? So that's a little thing you do, right? So personality is a little more broad. So I don't believe that everyone could be that macho guy. Not everybody has a mouthpiece. Not everybody has looks. So when I say personality, personality is the part of you that makes you you. So you need to find out what the fuck you good at, and you need to become better at that shit, right? For instance, personally, I'm good at talking. I'm really good at making eye contact, and I'm really touchy feely too. So all of this is including personality. So what I do, I include that into my personality part. So I'm constantly to do like just like teasing bitches, right? So I'll make like a backhanded compliment. She might say something, I'll be like, oh really? So she might be like, I might mention I go to the gym, right? And she'd be like, oh yeah, I used to go to the gym, and I might tease a little bit, tell her turn to the side, and I'll be like, yeah, you could get those legs and work a little bit. So I might make a comment like that. That's just how I do it, you know what I'm saying? So what that'll do is, that does two things. That shows that I'm sexual. So I already, I know what I want. I'm looking at that ass. But also I'm like, you could use a little work. So these are just like, I don't fuck with that whole pickup artist shit, but they call that like, what is it, like a neg or whatever like that. So yeah, throw that out there. And another example of personality is, you could be physical with it, right? So like, she come up, you say something about her height, right? Like, you kind of like nudge her a little bit and be like, you too short, or like, what's that, I can't hear you down there, or something, make a little comment about something that's like she insecure about, but also is kind of sexy, because like girls like being like makes them feel feminine when they around a taller guy. So if you're a taller guy, use that to your advantage, kind of express that she's shorter than you and all that shit. So it's kind of like, it's making her feel feminine and submissive, but at the same time, you're not saying it directly, you're just making her teasing her about it. And also, you could be a little touchy feely too. She want to reach for a high five. You act like you going for that shit and then kind of dodge it. Play with her. She say some shit that kind of offend you, or like some shit that might come off as like she trying to roast you or some shit. You just kind of like pull up to her, kind of be on some macho shit. But like she might say like, oh, so all you do is play video games? You could be like, what's up? You got something against video games? You kind of like get a little close to her, even lean your face in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or like an example of like a physical way you could show is like, so she might come in, she might hit you, right? Or she might hit you like that, and then you be like, hands off the merchandise. Or she might say something that you don't like she might be like, she a dog person, and you don't like dogs, and you could be like, give me your hand. You could like kind of hit her on the hand, tap her on the hand a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So all these things, these things escalate. So obviously you're not gonna be hitting the bitch on the ass on the first date. Hell no. But like, these could escalate. There have been girls, after the second, third date, I'm already slapping them on the ass. I'm pulling their hair. I'm choking them from behind and shit, just playfully. Here's the thing. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm not talking about y'all motherfuckers go out there fucking raping bitches, fucking choking them to sleep and shit. And hell no, I ain't with none of that shit. Alright, so y'all creepy ass motherfuckers, y'all need to chill with that shit. Alright, I ain't on none of that shit. Y'all need to do everything with a grain of salt. So I'm saying, do these things, but don't take it to the extreme, and don't say I learned this from me. But like, just gauge the situation. If she feeling your energy, right? She feeling your energy, and you doing it with a smile on your face, you could get away with some shit, right? But y'all ain't trying to catch no Me Too's and none of that shit. So don't be forceful. But if she, a good sign that you can breach that physical barrier is if she hits you first. So I always let a bitch touch me first. So playfully slap me on the shoulder or some shit. Then after she's done that, then I know that I can start doing some physical shit. But yeah, be careful with that shit. I'm gonna put an extensive video on this. But yeah, this is the personality part. So if you good with touchy-feely, you good with talking, there's ways for that. And the last thing I want to talk about is questions. So here's the thing, right? Questions is so important. So what you want to do is, you don't want to talk that much. You want her to do about, I say, 60 to 70% of the talking. And you want the more she talks, the more she invests. That's just how it works with girls. Cause the thing is, at the end of that date, right, she gonna be like, damn, I done ran off at the mouth the whole date. This nigga a mystery. Like, I don't even know what the fuck he do. Right? And that festers in her mind. Right? That festers in her mind. She gonna be like, oh man, I wanna know him more. So that's gonna already get her wet for the next date. You know what I'm saying? So don't talk too much. So when I'm saying tease and shit, these things are only briefly, momentarily, you know. But most of the time, you should be asking her questions. You know what I'm saying? Letting her do talk. And not no bullshit question, not no interviews like, bitch, what's your favorite color? Or some lame shit like that. Hell no. These questions should naturally just come based on situations. Like what you noticing, looking around, like what you think it is. Or no yes, no single word answer questions. You know what I'm saying? Ask her some like thoughtful questions. Shit she gotta think about. Like say she working at this job. You know, ask her a question like, shit, what type of shit you do with? You know what I'm saying? That's fun. Cause then she gonna be like, oh, you won't believe it. Like this happened one day. She'll tell you a crazy story. Then you could like tease her about it. It's all about that push and pull. It's all about that teasing, that like that good energy, that playfulness, right? Cause that playfulness leads to touchiness, and that touchiness leads to you fucking her. So yeah, this is really powerful for the younger girl. Older girls, they're not as childish. They're not as in touch with their like childish, playful, teasing like type of vibe. So you kind of got to pull another type of game on them, which I'll get on that. But for I always say 18 to 25. And this works for like high school. So y'all motherfuckers at high school, y'all can listen to this shit, use this shit, right? The shit you used to do as a kid, kindergarten, pulling little girls' hair, little mischievous shit. That shit you used to get your ass some corner time, you know what I'm saying? Or detention. But why my, if I would have known that shit got me so much pussy as an adult. So don't forget the little childish shit you used to do as a kid, teasing girls. They love that shit. Alright, and then the last thing I want to talk about, because I'm not trying to make this shit last too long, is posture. So this is about 20% of it. Posture means just carrying yourself right. Walking upright, right? Confidence, making that eye contact when you pull up. When she see you, we don't want to see you slouched. You all slouched out, your shoulders all the way, whatever, leaning in. You looking down, you looking everywhere except her face. You know what I'm saying? Make the fucking eye contact, right? Fucking, flaunt your posture. Stand upright. Pull up. Don't be no bitch. Don't be no pussy ass, white knight bitch made blue pill motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Pull up, face her. You look her in the eye, right? And just be confident, be calm, right? Don't be like I see people do this a lot when they get nervous. They start like putting useless add-ons to every word a girl says. So a girl you might ask her a question like, where she work or something. And then you just ask stuff like, really? That's cool. That's awesome. Shit like that. Really? Nice. Fuck all that shit. Stop doing it. Only nervous motherfuckers do that. Right? A confident man will just listen and just be able to hold that eye contact without even making that shit. That shit shows her that you're just nervous and you don't be getting no ass. Right? So, alright, stop all that shit. Be confident. It's just something like other things. Like, every once in a while, look at her lips. Right? Another good strategy is I call it a checkout. So, right, don't forget this. When you see a girl at some point on a date, and I like to do this at the beginning, and this makes things sexual from the get-go, right? This how you don't get in the friend zone, right? You look her up and down on the first date, or as soon as possible. You do a full look up and down, like sizing her up. This does two things. So let me show you what that is. So it looks like this. You look her up and down. So you start from the feet, kind of pause, look at that, that midsection. Look up and down. This does two things. This shows her that you ain't with that bitch shit. Like you ain't no pussy. You ain't trying to not offend hoes. You know what I'm saying? It's almost slightly disrespectful. But the thing is, right, the girls who get offended by that, you don't want to fuck with them hoes anyway. Right? Them hoes gonna give you, not gonna put out to the 10th, 11th date anyway. Right? And they're not trying to fuck. So good. And the thing is, the girls who are trying to fuck, they see you size them up, look them up like that. They already know what the fuck you on. So it's gonna kill a whole bunch of shit tests. They know you a confident man who knows what he wants. And that'll actually, if they attracted to you, that'll make them like wet for you. And you can almost, like I've pulled some of that at parties. And I would do a video on how to pull girls at clubs and parties. And I've, had crazy times in the bathroom. Just right off the moment, they know you bring that sexual energy to the table without even saying nothing, just looking them up and down. So remember these tips. Number one, pillar. So no validation, no compliments. Don't be too close to them. Don't be trying to grab up on them on a date, grab their hand around shit. None of that shit. Keep your distance. You know what I'm saying? Just be confident. You lead, walk a little bit in front of them. All that shit. Two, personality. So look what you're good at. This one requires research. Look at what you're good at, because not everybody got the mouthpiece like me. Not everybody could just, got the physical touchy feely part, and that shit takes practice. So look at what you're good at. If you like a talker, or you good at like asking questions, these are things you can learn. Getting better at asking questions. Watch a bunch of interviews. Right, there's some good people out there. I used to like fuck with this. There was this famous interview person. He was Irish or something. His Craig Ferguson. Yeah, he was super confident with ladies. He knew how to like ask questions. I just watched that as a kid for entertainment, but that shit helped me. So make sure you guys up your question games. Questions get you asked. Especially for those who not as good as the other stuff, the physical teas and shit. And last but not least, posture. You pull up, you square your shoulders, you look them in the eye, you confident, make that eye contact. You're not all everywhere looking all over the place. You look them in the eye, you calm and steady breathing. Get your breathing in check. Don't be seeming like you out of breath, nervous. Be calm with that shit. Like you get asked every day. Right? That's the kind of posture you want to exude. Right? And then do the whole look up and down. Alright, these are strategies. We out of time. I'll go with my rules in the next video. But yeah, y'all stay out here fucking these hoes. Y'all stay out here getting laid. Right? We coming in hard. We coming in fast. We relentless. We showing no mercy. We piping these hoes down. 2019, come sooner. Like, subscribe, follow my Patreon, comment below. Let me know what y'all need. Alright, I'm out.